I think the WNBA narrative right now is Caitlin Clark, and I think that's a good narrative, but it's also not the only narrative. But that's the narrative we're pushing in the media. Caitlin is an amazing generational talent, and she's going to do amazing things. You're the number one pick. People are going to go after you, whether it's for the right or wrong reasons, because they see greatness in you. What the WNBA is measuring one type of greatness against the other greatness. Am I saying it's right that she's being pushed in the back? No, that's foul. That has no space in the sport, and we all know that. When I'm watching ESPN and the only highlight you can see is how hard she gets screened, I think it takes away from the actual point of basketball.
The game, right?
I think that's a problem about our narrative right now, that we're not using the wave of women's basketball and women's empowerment that Caitlin brings.
A single viral moment has ignited a storm within the WNBA community. Satou Sabally, the all-star forward for the Dallas Wings, made a notable comment about Caitlin Clark, the rising star for the Indiana Fever. Since then, the internet has been filled with both excitement and debate. During a fast-paced game, Sabally's offhand remarks led to discussions that go far beyond the court, sparking divisions among fans, analysts, and players alike. As one of the league's most promising emerging talents, her words carry a great deal of influence. The impact of her statement is reshaping conversations about privilege, legacy, and the evolving dynamics within the WNBA.
When I was driving to the game today, obviously it's annoying because there were way too many Caitlin fans and I heard. But like, it just kudos, because it's amazing to see so many people in women's basketball jerseys. It's amazing to see the excitement and the joy that comes out of that. So although I feel like our Dallas fans could have done better, I had mixed feelings obviously seeing all the Caitlin jerseys in our home, but it's an amazing sign for women's basketball, and it's just great how far we've come, and it's just fun. It's good. It's a good thing.
What made this moment resonate so powerfully? Caitlin Clark, fresh off an exciting college career, is seen as the future of women's basketball, a symbol of promise, but also a figure who sparks debate. Sabally's remarks, though measured, struck a chord and pushed fans and insiders to confront deeper issues surrounding the league's future, media representation, and the question of who truly deserves the spotlight. Before we dive into the complexities of this controversy, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Join the conversation as we unpack the drama, the stakes, and the lasting impact this moment could have on the WNBA's trajectory. Let's get started.
This or that with Satou Sabally.
Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese?
Angel.
Angel Reese or Angel Will?
In what seemed like a light-hearted, rapid-fire Q&A, Satou Sabally made a choice that quickly set social media on fire. When asked to pick between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, Sabally didn't hesitate. She chose Reese. While the setting was playful, the impact of her decision was anything but. With Clark positioned to be the centerpiece of the Fever as they strive to rebuild their struggling franchise, Sabally's selection felt like more than a casual remark. It came across as a deliberate statement.
Washington, who now has 7 points. Sabally with a head of...
The timing couldn't have been more critical or charged. The Fever had just revealed their bold plans to build a team around Caitlin Clark, with hopes of turning their fortunes into a championship-contending squad. Yet, Sabally's seemingly innocent response exposed a deeper tension within the league. Fans on Twitter began to dissect her words, transforming a casual moment into a political debate. Was this a personal slight, a professional critique, or something far more meaningful?
Like Caitlin was, the delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA players by saying she's going to go in that league and tear it apart. There were actually odds on she's third or fourth in betting odds on being MVP at the WNBA. These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid that it gives women's basketball a bad name. Okay, so the kid was set up for failure right from the beginning. So if you're a WNBA player...
Critics of Caitlin Clark quickly seized on Sabally's comment, while her supporters rushed to defend the rookie, arguing that Sabally was undermining her exceptional talent. The debate grew so heated that even those who don't usually follow the WNBA felt compelled to join the conversation, turning the video into a broader cultural discussion about respect and representation in women's sports. Caitlin Clark is more than just a newcomer. She symbolizes a transformative moment in women's basketball. Her record-breaking college career and the way she has redefined the possibilities within the sport have made her a standout. As she enters the WNBA, the buzz surrounding her is undeniable. Many have called her a once-in-a-generation talent, and her arrival has sparked renewed interest in the league, drawing in a wave of new fans and extensive media attention. However, such immense focus brings its own set of challenges. Some veteran players and analysts have expressed concerns that the spotlight on Clark could overshadow the achievements of other deserving athletes. Sabally's recent comment seems to echo this sentiment. While there's no question about Clark's talent, the league's overwhelming focus on her might unintentionally lessen the recognition of its established stars.
Clark has been great for 4 years and will be great in the WNBA. But this is a moment where you'll look back and go, God, I remember that. Although I did think as soon as she hit the hoop, Kelsey Plum was the all-time leading scorer. Played at Washington, plays in the WNBA with Las Vegas. And I thought,
this dynamic is not exclusive to any one sport. Whenever a young star rises, the balance often shifts, creating friction among those who have laid the foundation. However, Caitlin Clark's rise feels particularly charged, not just because of her exceptional abilities, but also due to the new narrative she introduces to women's basketball and the way it is being marketed. Her emergence represents a shift in how the sport is viewed, leading to discussions about representation, media coverage, and the growing spotlight on the next generation of talent.
Up, do your job, get down, and make a play underneath the basket to have those extra.
Sabally left alone.
Sabally's remarks transcended basketball, delving into broader issues of identity, privilege, and fairness. In the same conversation, she subtly challenged why certain players receive more media attention and endorsement deals, fueling an ongoing debate within the league. Known for her candor, Sabally has built a reputation for confronting uncomfortable truths. Her choice to support Rees over Clark wasn't a casual comment. It served as a critique of the systems that elevate some athletes while leaving others in the background. This was a pointed statement on the disparities that persist within the league and the sport at large.
I think we're moving really well, and that opens up, free cutters for some easy passes or dump offs. I mean, our posts are phenomenal in there, so it's only smart to pass it inside and give them the ball, and they do the rest. So I'm just grateful for a great team, and if we move around, then obviously other numbers increase.
Fans and analysts have debated whether Sabally's comments were justified or necessary, but one thing is undeniable. She is questioning the status quo in a league that continues to fight for recognition and equality. Her willingness to speak out, even at the risk of sparking controversy, only strengthens her position as one of the most intriguing and influential figures in women's basketball.
Yeah, I think it's important. These are games you really need to win at home, and the more we can win, the better we can position ourselves for the playoffs. So, and also we're just a competitive group of individuals. Like, nobody wants to lose. That's not fun, especially in front of these fans. And a lot of them, they only get to see the Fever play one time. They spend a lot of money to come here and watch us and have fun with us. So, you want to kind of give them a show every single time we're in here. And honestly, it's a lot of fun. So, don't take that for granted, because before we know it, the season will be over. And I think this team is just trying to go one game at a time. But to get the homestand started off on the right note, I think was super important, and it's just continue to go one step at a time and continue to build that confidence. But I feel like we're playing really good inside this building, so it's just continuing to build on that.
The Indiana Fever has made their intentions abundantly clear. Caitlin Clark is the cornerstone of their future, and everything is being built around her, from roster changes to marketing strategies. The franchise is placing a substantial bet on Clark's star potential to help revive their relevance in the league. However, Sabally's recent comments have complicated this vision, raising doubts about whether this bold strategy is truly wise. Clark's presence has certainly brought attention to the Fever, but it has also placed immense pressure on her. Sabally's remarks have forced the Fever's management to confront a difficult reality. What if their all-in approach ends up alienating potential teammates or creating internal conflict? The stakes are higher than ever. If the Fever cannot handle this controversy carefully, they risk undermining not only their championship aspirations but also their reputation as a franchise. While Sabally's comments may have been directed at Clark, the ramifications extend far beyond just one player.
You cover women's basketball on the college level, on the professional level, and for many years, you guys said you wanted some more attention. Well, how you like it now?
This is like finally having like a home and a backyard big enough to entertain more people, and then the new people that show up to the party show up with pitchforks, and you're like, ooh, never mind, this was bad, I should have curated this list a little better. The second that you show love to anybody not named Caitlin Clark, you are part of, you know, some constituency that's trying to keep her contributions at a minimum, and you're racist, and you're, you know, we get a lot of that. It's no wonder that the W coverage is all black women, because you're all in it together to try to keep her down. It's just, you're kind of damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Like, a lot of the feedback I've gotten is like, okay, this makes more sense. This puts more context around the narrative. I think there's been some other really good pieces. Sarah Spain's podcast with Christine Brennan. I thought Sarah did a great job of trying to nail down someone who refused to answer a question, basically. Lots of people have spoken on it. I mean, I think the narratives still exist and are still happening, and you're going to touch on the viewership points, but hopefully people are starting to like understand what's happening, and the fact that journalists do have choices and the media has choices on what they choose to cut.
The Wings, they have not been able to. Question is, who's going to play deep time for Dallas?
The Wings needed it.
Here is Satou from about 8. Enrique's got to give it up. Satou for 3.
No, besides everything. Because her game is.
Craig gives her some room. Satou did what they did. Satou launches.